game to take a 2-1 series lead. Russell Westbrook had a terrible night and then made a bold guarantee about Rubio heading into tonight's game. Let's take a listen.
He made some shots, you know, too comfortable, but I'm going to shut that off next game, though. Guarantee that.
We're joined once again by Jim Jackson. Jim, who wins Game 4 tonight?
It's tough. It's tough because Utah, the way they play, especially in the fourth quarter, and the way they move the basketball, it's tough to guard. I mean, now, keep in mind, Ricky Rubio is going off because of game planning. You know, at the beginning, they're going to say, okay, when the ball swings, we're going to make sure you're going to lay off Rubio. Ricky, you're going to make sure he shoots shots.
Right.
We'll live with that. So that's part of game planning, too. So I'm sure they make that adjustment. But what stands out to me is that this Utah team got 5 players averaging double figures. Only 3 for OKC. Okay? And especially in the fourth quarter, where that comes into play is that the ball moves. You know, it's easier to guard Russ or Paul George just standing still.
Right.
And there's a lot harder. My new favorite player is Joe Ingles. That's my new favorite player. Just because of how they play. And I picked OKC to win this series, but just watching how they play, I don't know, man. I don't see the concerted effort in late game situations with OKC execution-wise to be able to get it done. You know, and that bothers me because the big 3 can step up, and I'm sure they'll probably have a good game tonight. And I still pick OKC, but this Utah team, we give them a lot of credit, man. They play like you said earlier today about Quinn Snyder, the strength of their team is their team.
That is correct.
It is, yeah, pay attention. It is, it's so true in this case.
So you're still picking Oklahoma City to win the series and this game tonight? What if they don't win this game?
But it's over. I think it's over. I think Utah has the discipline enough to go on the road and get Game 4. I really do. I mean, Game 5. I mean, to win their 4th game of the series, which is what I mean. I think they do. I do.
I'm not sure who you're picking. I think you're.
Who you got tonight?
Oh, I got OKC tonight.
Okay.
I got Utah. I think Utah's a better overall team. No question in my mind that OKC has the 2 best players with Paul George. Paul George is his name, and Russell Westbrook. Now, playoff Paul hadn't shown up in games 2, 3, and 4.
Playoff P.
Yeah, playoff P. I don't know where you get that name from, but okay, we let him have it. The thing that concerns me is that when you go out of your way and Russ, okay, yeah, if you're going to exert that kind of energy on the defensive end to make sure Ricky Rubio doesn't go off, Ricky Rubio doesn't get a triple-double, what type of energy will you be able to exert on the offensive end to make sure you can get your team into initiate the offense? Because that comes at an expense. Now, you do understand that, Russ, you want to do what, because it made him look bad. Because, see, if Steph Curry or one of these elite point guards, Kyrie, John, one of these what we think elite, Dame Lillard, he got no problem with that. He wouldn't be like, yeah, I just got to play better. It's tough when those guys. But Ricky Rubio, he feels he's beneath him. And how dare he get a triple-double on me in the playoffs? Oh, you know, the playoffs, because, see, we add a little extra value. See, Skip Bayless, since I've been doing it with him, he told me I should add a little value to the playoffs. So if somebody does something good in the playoffs, that's a little bit more valuable than in the regular season. So he hung one of them old 26 points. Because Skip also said if you don't get at least 20 points in a triple-double, it shouldn't count. So he had 26.
See, Skip said in the final 6-0 is better than 3 and 5.
Whoa.
3 and 5. 3 and 5.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Skip,
Go ahead.
I was talking to me and Jack. We had a good old conversation.
Yeah, you need
and then you interrupted.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. What are they going to do in the fourth quarter? Now, Russell, in these games, he's got 0 points. He got 2 points. 2 points in the fourth quarter. So what are they going to do about that? And they're shooting terrible from the. Now, Skip was telling me, oh, man, he played, great defense. He's a great defensive player. Ricky Rubio kicked him. Ricky Rubio cooked him.
So, I'm sticking with my pick. I'm sticking with the Thunder to win tonight's Game 4 and tie it 2-2 going back to OKC. But I do not like what Russell Westbrook said publicly about Ricky Rubio's game. And it will not make it any easier tonight in that building in Salt Lake City. And you've played there. I don't know if it's the same building.
No, I played in both.
Both.
I played in both.
But Skip, you
They
said you don't like what he
can get
said,
pretty
though.
crazy there.
Yeah. But Russ doesn't, that doesn't bother Russ.
Okay.
You know, the crowd and all that, that doesn't bother Russ.
Russ referred to Ricky Rubio's game as poop. That's what he said. I'm going to shut that you-know-what off. That's what he said publicly. And back to Quinn Snyder saying the strength of my team is my team. They're not going to love this, that Russell Westbrook referred to Ricky Rubio's game as poop. They are united as a team. I can see that in their post-game interviews because all four of them will come together. Four of the starters will come. They should bring Joe Ingles into that group now, too, because he scored 21 the other night. And they will be ignited by the profane disrespect that Russell Westbrook paid to their point guard, Ricky Rubio. So it just won't make it any easier. Now, will Russ feed off that? Because he's going to hear it with both barrels when he walks out that locker room tonight. They're going to be high decibel in his ears about that comment. And he deserves to hear that. I think he's going to rise and shine, and I think he will feed off that. But, Paul George better not turn back into George Paul tonight. He's going to have to play pretty big.
Skip, you said you didn't like the fact that Russ said this about Ricky Rubio's game. Are you
It's the way he said it.
So is
I'm
that
going to shut that off.
or are you concerned about him going outside of himself and actually to try to do this?
To play defense?
Yes.
I believe he can shut that you-know-what off fairly easily. But, again, it's going to take a lot of energy.
Right.
He's got to close.
Right.
He is the closer. And when they have been at their best, he has been at his greatest. Because when he just says, give me the ball and get out of my way, and that's why Kevin Durant went to Golden State, I think that's the way this game is going to have to get close.
Well, but I think, Shannon, what you're talking about, the energy part of it,
yes,
is a little bit different. Again, schematically, what they're going to do, what they tried to do was on rotations, they really didn't skew towards Rubio.
No.
Okay, so from a game planning perspective, when the ball swings, Russ is going to be in a better position to be there earlier than
He's
late.
going to have to exert a little
bit more. But this is a guy that's a little bit different. He's built different. His energy level is a bit different. When have we seen him kind of come down from an energy perspective? He plays hard each and every game. Okay, so yes, he's going to have to extend more minutes and more energy. But here's my thing about Russ. It's in between the ears. When he plays with smart in regards to allowing the offense to work, I think Steven Adams could be huge in this game because the middle pick and roll for OKC works so well that it's tough for Utah to stop. When he rolls down the middle of the lane, that opens it up for Paul George on the wing. So I'm looking for more of Steven Adams to be involved in this game early in order to loosen up the defense. So schematically, some things are going to make some adjustments. Billy Donovan are going to make some adjustments defensively. But I think offensively, they're going to institute and get Steven Adams involved with that pick and roll a lot
better.
What are they going to do about this fourth quarter scoring? They had 3 of their 5 starters did not score a point in the fourth quarter.
And in game 2 at home, they went over 14.
That goes back to execution. I mean, if you're sitting here 8 points in the fourth quarter for Russell Westbrook, he got 10 altogether, but 8 came in the first game. Okay? It's execution. And that's the thing to me about this. Okay, when they execute and they swing the ball, they get good shots. But the problem is they get bogged down, and that goes back to Billy Donovan.
Well, it goes back. That's Russ' game.
But it goes back to Billy Donovan. It goes back.
Jack, they're not a swing the ball team. They're not. The reason what makes the Celtics so good is that Brad Stevens coached at Butler. He wasn't getting McDonald's All-American 4- and 5-star recruits. So they had to move the ball. He brought that system. And even without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, they're giving the Milwaukee Bucks all they can handle, Skip, because they move the ball. But when you got a ball-dominant player like Russ, ball movement is not his thing because his mindset is, I can take it over. Paul George's mindset is, I can take it over. Carmelo, I've always taken it over. So now you got 3 guys that think like that, and ball movement is not what they're. When you think OKC, you don't think ball movement.
No, but I do think pick and roll. And I do think pick and roll that can be effective. See, because you got to adjust that system. Russ is going to be who he's going to be. They've been very effective when they run that middle pick and roll to open up opportunities, even if that's just one pass to the side and you get a shot or a drive. But the tendency is to be undisciplined and go away from it. We know who they are as a team. If I'm scouting them schematically and putting in the defensive game plan, I'm trapping that pick and roll and getting it out of his hand.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to do.
So Utah is favored by 5.5 at Utah tonight. Will you give me 5.5 for a case?
Nope. I want Sprite.
take it.
No. Y'all favor. Y'all the 4 seed. We the 5 seed.
We?
Yeah. We?
You're a Utah we
No.
now?
You OKC. I'm Utah. You like, so I guess
I know,
Sprite.
but you are a 5.5 point favorite at home tonight with all the momentum. I'll take 5.5 in OKC.
Nope.
For a case.
No. I want Sprite.
I'll do it
On
for a
Wednesday.
case of Sprite.
On Wednesday. We got to bet on Wednesday, though. You know what happened Wednesday?
What? Is
The other week.
That's it?
The other week.
Yeah. Jim, thanks for joining us. Pro Bowl cornerback D'Angelo Hall joins us next. We'll ask him what's going on with the Patriots coming up.
We.
That French
See y'all.
What's up? That French word. That's what it is. Hey, what up, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you too, man.
They have my moment.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
What's going on? Good.
Hey, D'Angelo, how are you?